Well, hello everyone. This is Dr. Schroder with your video introduction to your next class and your final class in the RN to BSN program, RNRS 497 Nursing Ethics. I do these video introductions now because I think it is a little bit easier for me to just kind of give a video introduction and kind of talk with the class a little bit more one-to-one or a little bit more personally, I think, rather than just posting a lot of announcements to let you know what's going to be coming up in the class and let you know what's important to know for right now. I will be posting these informational videos each week, and in each video I'll be discussing a little bit about the topics that we've just covered and go over what's going to be expected or what's coming up in the upcoming week. For this week, this is really an introduction to the course. So this course focuses on ethics. Now, the ethics is something that you've all discussed. You're all aware of what the ethical principles are because you've discussed them in other classes. But this one, we're going to get down really kind of into the bones with it. We're going to talk about how ethical decisions are made, talk about ethical dilemmas and how ethical dilemmas are solved in various situations. You're going to be doing that primarily through writing some papers, and in week one you're going to be doing a personal values paper talking about your how your personal values developed and reflecting back on the reading from the class. Please note that this first assignment is, even though it is an APA paper, it does allow you to write in the first person. However, it is an APA paper, so please follow the rubric. You should still be citing references. You should be citing external sources. Of course, you're going to be talking personally about your own personal moral development. So that section of the paper is going to be something that you can go ahead and write in the first person. But when you're talking about the actual ethical principles themselves, those are things that you should be, you should know by now how to cite and when you need to cite. And so even though it's personal reflection in some ways, it still is an APA paper, and so APA writing style is still going to be required, although writing and using I statements will be allowable for this paper. A few things that I'm introducing in this class is one, we now have a subscription to a service called Turnitin. Now, you've heard of Turnitin, and some of you may have even received your feedback from Turnitin through Sakai. However, there's a new grading tool and a new tool called GradeMark that actually allows me to go in and using feedback from a review from and a grammar review from the Turnitin system, I can go in and actually give a little bit better feedback on your papers. But it's going to require you to actually register and log in to a Turnitin site to turn in your papers. So for your papers, when I talk about papers, I'm talking about your Word documents. Your week one paper, your 3 case studies, and then your final paper in class. You're going to be turning that into Turnitin. I have posted on the splash page or on the home page of the class information about how, for a little tutorial that you can go to see how Turnitin works. And I've listed a course ID number and a password. You will need that when you register because that is going to give you access to the class where you're going to be able to submit the papers. You will still be submitting your papers to Sakai. You just won't be receiving the feedback through Sakai the same way that you have in the past. Putting your papers into Sakai allows me to verify, or allows anybody that were to come into the class to verify that you have done the work. And I will be placing feedback from the Turnitin system back into Sakai. But it is 2 separate systems. There's Sakai and then there's Turnitin. So please see my information, see the informational video, and let me know if you have any questions about that. In the upcoming weeks, we'll be doing some case studies. The readings and the case studies are going to be primarily from 2 books. One is, well, it kind of looks like this. This is The Principles of Biomedical Ethics by Bucham and Childress. And then there is also the Fry, Veach, and Taylor text, and I've included links to the chapters for that text in the little link that you see over to the side where it says Fry et al. And I'm noticing in the class there's a little typo there that it's difficult for me to go in and change without completely deleting and uploading a bunch of stuff. So I'll leave it as it is. But when you see Fry et al. Text, that's your case study book. And so that's where you will access the various chapters. They are manually scanned with a scanner from a book, hard copy, so you may have to configure your screen to be able to really read it well. Again, it is a manual scan, and the scans aren't always 100%, but the information is fairly readable. It is, we discussed it and we feel it's more preferable doing it this way rather than having you have it to purchase the book. So just know that um, that's where those resources are. For this week, please, please, please review the syllabus, review the course menu, and review the course rubrics. Very important for you to understand what the expectations and what the assignments are going to be. So it's going to be require you to review those rubrics. Also, if you remember from our 272 course, the last time we were together at the very beginning of the program, I posted at that time something that I called my tips for writing papers. I have posted that in the Nurses Lounge, so you can have access to that, and you can. It's kind of a little tip sheet or a little reminder sheet on what is important with your APA papers. You can kind of use it as a little check sheet and a little refresher about exactly what needs to be in the APA papers. At this point, you should be pretty fairly acquainted with APA and a correct scholarly writing style, and that's going to be important in this class. Um, this is also a capstone course, and the capstone means that you have in your nursing leadership course and in your research course, you selected a topic and you have examined that topic both through leadership and through research. And this time you're going to be focusing on that same topic through the lens of nursing ethics. What are the ethical principles or ethical implications, possible ethical implications of the particular topic that you've chosen? In week 2, you will be posting a brief description of that topic. If you have any questions about how to draw an ethical issue or draw ethical implications from your particular topic, depending on what it was, please send me an email or post a message in the Ask Your Instructor form. Um, but um, but you should be, again, focusing on the ethical implications or the ethical issues that may be involved with your particular topic. Um, please review the class. Please, and notice that for each of the discussion questions, your your initial responses to the discussion questions will always be due on Wednesday. Your 2 responses to peers will always be due on Friday. That's going to be consistent throughout each class. Each week you're going to have a discussion question, just one discussion question, and you're going to be expected to have that initial response on Wednesday, and then your 2 follow-ups on Sunday. Um, Also, see in the rubric section of the class, I have posted a discussion rubric that actually will give you some guidance onto how your discussions will be graded. I know that there's a fair amount of variability from instructor to instructor on exactly how your feedback is graded. So I posted that rubric to help give you a little bit of guidance on to see exactly how I'm going to be grading things. Please note that for any assignment that is submitted late, there is a 10% point deduction per day that it is late. If you are really struggling or if you have a particular situation, let me know and I will work with you. But you need to let me know before an assignment is just due. You can't let me know a week after that you've really had a lot of problems with something or a lot of issues going on and that you weren't able to get it done. You need to go ahead and let me know beforehand that it's an issue and I can work with you. Otherwise, it's going to be 10% per assignment per day. So just be aware of that. As you have any questions, please feel free to let me know. I look forward to participating in class right along with you. This first week's discussion is really just an introduction and a discussion about some of those ethical issues that you've discussed elsewhere and a review of what those principles are. And then each week we'll be talking about a new principle and discussing what the ethical implications are and how ethical dilemmas that are presented in class or presented in the nursing profession, how they're dealt with. So my prayer for you this week is that you all feel energized and feel strengthened and just feel heartened that you're here at this last step of your nursing educational journey. I look forward to seeing you in class. I look forward to maybe participating with you in some office hours online and hopefully seeing you at pinning and at graduation. So God bless everybody. Let me know as you have questions and we will see you in class.